Alright, now it's time to get all that somewhere in there. I think I'm just going to clear out the bottom shelf. This X-Factor stuff has nothing to do with the television program, by the way. That's a rip-off of the X-Files from like 20 years ago. And of course, I'm having some coffee, cappuccino in this case, and my ugly mug from Gil Scales channel. He is one of my favorite scrappers on YouTube. There's many. I'm not going to be mentioning them all. Did that in a shoutouts video already. Let's start clearing this shelf and maybe move all the lead to the bottom one and put the aluminium in the second one, and leave the top one for copper, brass, and maybe the tin and the pewter. So let's have a look here. There we go. First, the big stuff goes. Could just drop all this stuff with old recyclable paper. Oh, great. This, however, is cool though. Knives and stuff. Encyclopedia. Has some very cool pictures in it, and at some point I'm going to try knife making. Get some inspiration out of that. Now let's get this out of the way. If you want to see how I made this, check out my Christmas project 2018. That's where I make this thing. It's one of my popular videos. I liked making it. It was a lot of fun. This was the zinc fish. This is the lead fish. This is a tight corner here now. Let's see. Shelf is already bent from the weight of all the books. Small lead muffins, mini muffins. My first ever ingot. Well, kind of. Uh-oh. That's the thing about lead, it's quite soft. If you drop it from too high, you get a nice flat area on it. Right, this is heavy. Each of these is 1.2 kilograms. That's 1200 grams. Heavy stuff. You can tell the difference in color. This was wheel weights and this was roofing lead. The wheel weights have something different in them. Antimonium or something. And it turns harder and more grayish. wait, there's more here. I forgot. Also have the big bears. Yes, it's Monday, and in a few minutes I have to actually leave for work. I didn't have much time on other days to do this because I've been so busy. There we go. No, wait. This is the nicer looking one. There we go, little bear. These things, star thingies, seashells, leadfish, and little lead ingots here. The Christmas tree will go somewhere else with the aluminium, I suppose, because it's mainly aluminium. I hope that this thing will hold. Alright, now for the zinc and zamak. These are the zamak ones, and these two are the ones that I messed up because they're slightly different. Same as these, which I will not be mixing with these because these are the ones that are only made from the same stuff, and this has all kinds of weird crap in it. This one has been made of the same stuff as this. These are made out of wheel weights, but basically it's all zinc, and all the rest behind there is all wheel weight zinc. Now this was slag that was left over, so I call this the slagamuffin. I'm actually gonna take this out of my warehouse and remelt this at some point. There is also one of the muffins that has a little iron clip in there. I think it might be this one. Yeah, I think it's this one. Because on one of my very early videos where I was pouring these, I heard a little cling when pouring. Now, zinc isn't magnetic, but the iron clip in there is, of course. So, yeah. I will be remelting this to get that iron bit out. And I will be remelting this to get all the slag out. This thing is way lighter than this, by the way, so this might have all kinds of other crap in it. And when I get more wheel weights, I will be using these to start off with. I'm gonna keep these separate for now. Next time I'm going past a tire center, I'm gonna ask if they have some more wheel weights for me. This is the zamak one. A lot of shrinkage on those. The wheel weights ones, not so much shrinkage. Heavy though. I mean, these big fat aluminium ones weigh a lot less than the thin zinc ones. But that's to be expected, I guess. Right. Yeah. And also this. When you're down to your last bit, you're casting like, well, almost coins. Or hockey pucks, some people call them. Look at the bubbles on this. This is what you get when you pour the zinc into a pocket of or a cavity of the muffin tray that still has all the anti-stick layer on it. You get a lot of bubbles. Anyway, I'll put these separate as well and remelt these when making more wheel weight bars, because the big muffins are kind of okay, but having all those small bits is not really handy. And then again, some of the zinc also got a lot of shrinkage. It's probably a temperature thing, I'm not sure. Or maybe pouring too fast. Getting a lot of air in there. Maybe I'll just turn this into a separate video, because the previous one came out quite long already. Go. Zinc fish, lead fish. Oh wait, I still have quite a lot to go. And these two, really nice and smooth ones, are also made out of the Zamak stuff. And these, slightly less smooth, are wheel weight zinc. So there's definitely a difference. And again, you got some shrinkage in here. Sound is also somewhat different. But yeah, when I get a slightly bigger place for storage, I will be separating everything even more detailed. But for now, this is how I will be doing it. These Twinkies are somewhat handier to stack when they're all the same size. Or like I like to call them zinkies. Like a zinc ingot, a zinc got. Right, so zinc and lead has been moved. Now onto the aluminium, which most of it is there. And then I will put all the aluminium in here. And most space will be taken up by this and by the muffins. This is proving to be a lot more work than I expected. Oh well. So yeah, let's put all the big ingots in the back, I think. Or at least on the sides, for weight purposes. Right, nice little stack there. A lot of these squares, basically just square muffins or brownies. And then there's this huge thing. This is the big cake tray. This is like, I don't know, slightly bigger than half a cake. And these are like quarter cakes. This is very not handy for remelting. These are kind of okay because they fit in the crucible. This will probably only fit in my fire extinguisher crucible I use for aluminium. These will also fit in my clay graphite crucible, which I still haven't tempered yet and haven't used yet. I will do that in a upcoming video, when the weather stays okay, because, well, it is the Netherlands and we are not specifically known for having long streaks of good weather. Usually it's like during the work week there's good weather, and during the weekends there's rain and storm and stuff, like you could have seen or heard in some of my earlier videos. Anywho, these are quite cool if I get a very big warehouse. It's also slightly out of balance here, but I will probably not be making many of these. This is made from the same big aluminium rods that I used before. So this was the first thing that was not cans that I made. Right. There we go. There's a couple more aluminium ones, even though these are slightly less good looking, because I don't know really why, but maybe because they've been here for some time now. See if I can get these stacked. I don't know. I have to see about this. Can put this stuff in front. There. I don't think I have much room left for the muffins. Two aluminium fish. These fit nicely in there. There we go. Yeah. So that and the aluminium zinkies, Twinkies, have to go there. It's completely unstable. There are 3 even stacks, well, almost. This is one of the first aluminium big muffins that I made. You can still see the effect that the anti-stick layer had on the aluminium. It burned off and became all grayish, or slightly brownish even. Didn't polish that off because, well, back then I wasn't really that much into getting them all nice, because I was just making muffins. But they'll be remelted soon anyway, because the ingots work a lot better than the muffins. Right, so there's there, and then there's the aluminium zinkies, Twinkies. Okay, great, now I keep calling them zinkies. Fat one, small one, that was it. And then there is the Christmas tree. Can go neatly in front here. So there. All of this is aluminium except for the copper bits and the brass star. Down here, all lead except for the zinc fish, and all zinc or zamak, basically the same. On top there is now pewter. These tiny ingots are tin. It's basically just lead-free solder I had, soldering tin I had laying around, which I didn't use anymore. It was quite old, and I just melted the whole bundle of it and turned it into those nice little ingots. See if I can get a decent stack of these things. Brass becomes so messy. And sometimes while you try to brush them with a black wire brush, this happens. And when you use a where is it? A brass wire brush, you get like yellowish stains on stuff, like on your copper ingots or whatever. So yeah, this focus is very fine gold, 999. Come on, focus. Which is actually was a key ring, which I grinded the ring off, which I wanted to use as a little mold for nice looking ingots, but didn't get around to it, and it's tiny, so meh. Yeah, this is going to be a separate video. Oh great, gravity and such. I'll just stack them next to each other. So yeah, brass, more brass. Let's get this on there. Copper, copper. Oh well. And some copper balls. And this I need to put in my copper piles. A little ball of copper wire I found, and this is a piece of copper pipe that I flattened on my anvil for remelting purposes. So yeah, a lot more space for copper. When I get through all of my scrap, I will be making some of, where be my hand, there, some of this size and this size copper ingots in my cast iron molds. Will not be making copper in this size because I don't want the repeat of this stuff that got completely stuck in the tin. Aluminium has now hit its own shelf, so, and I will be remelting the tiny bits into bigger bars at some point, or just using them as a start off when melting a big pile of cans. And the lead and the zinc basically just in the same configuration moved from one shelf to the other. You put the heavy stuff in the bottom. So yeah, try and zoom out a bit. There we go. So this is growing quite out of hand, and pretty soon I'm probably gonna have to remodel, because if I keep going with the big aluminium ingots, and if I get more and more copper, then there's going to be a shelf for each metal, and then I'm gonna have to get rid of a whole of a lot of crap. Yes, for the Alliance. Can you tell I'm a gamer? Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at this. This will probably be a separate video because, yeah, adding this to the big pile of aluminium melting video will end up in a video of over 1 hour, and I know not many people are interested in that. I'm going to go and do some editing on this when I get home, because now I have to leave. So this is the end result of all the stacking. Let's see. Lead, zinc, aluminium, apart from the little bits here. Copper, still there, brass, tin, and pewter. And some of these are the Zamak bits, which is basically zinc, like I said. Yeah, this is it. I hope you enjoyed me fiddling around with all these ingots and stacking the shells. This collection will grow, probably way out of hand, like it kind of is becoming now already. Hope you enjoyed, and see you on the next one.